After almost 2 years, one of the best shows of the last decade returns and kicks off with its third season. The Boys Season 3 is everything I wanted to see about the show and more. It really expands a lot of what we saw in the last 2 seasons, and it also introduces a lot of great things. I think this is my favorite season overall, and I'm going to explain today why, but there's so many enjoyable moments, and the build-up was so well done that I really liked it, and I would love to see more seasons of The Boys in the future. The third season maintains everything I like about the show, including the jokes, the characters, the way they interact, their motivations. I think everything is really well done and really builds up on everything we saw during the last 2 seasons in a lot of ways. And the characters grow a lot in the season, like way more than I expected. And that's why I considered one of the best, leagues above the other 2, because this one really starts to play with a lot of feelings, like a lot of the past of the characters, and also the way they solve problems. So as always, the score, the production value, the writing, the characters, everything is top-notch as always, and this one starts off in the most grossingly disgusting but also incredible way that I could have loved. I think episode 1 really did a great way to kick off the show, and if you watch it, you're gonna know what I'm talking about. And I feel like the style was maintained all the way towards the end, and right now I'm gonna go through each one of the characters and say how they change and what I liked the most about them, because I think this show is all about the characters and the way they grow. And I have to say that each character is so well written and gets more or less equal amount of screen time that I don't feel like this show has a main character. But most of them consider it's Hughie and Butcher, which they both grow a lot and they grow closer as the season progresses. I feel like their relationship was really well done, and the way they interact while trying to find a weapon to kill a Homelander this season grows and shows a lot about them. So this time, the plot of the season revolves around the boys trying to find a weapon to kill Homelander. So in the last couple seasons, they've been trying to bring down the Seven to kind of expose their darkest secrets, because it is a corporation that kind of houses superheroes. They're like the heroes of this world. And Vought International hides a lot of secrets. They're a very corrupt organization, and their objective is to bring him down. And they discover a lot of the other characters, and I have to say I empathize more with the villains. Well, quote-unquote villains, because they're the superheroes in this world, but they're shown sides of them that you don't really understand until this point, especially the 2 main ones, which are Black Noir and A-Train, which were the ones that got characterized the most. We see a lot of Homelander too, and I'll go more into Homelander later, but I feel like those 2 really shine in this season. Also, this is a perfect time to say that I'm going to go into heavy spoilers. So if you haven't seen The Boys Season 3, please skip ahead, because we're going to go into spoilers right now. So basically, Homelander is the main villain of the show, and also the whole entire point of the show, because he is this super powered Superman kind of villain who is a really corrupt superhero. He's basically insane. Basically, the boys are trying to kill him before he does any more damage to the people they love, and they are trying to find a weapon, which they discover is another character named Soldier Boy. And also, Soldier Boy is one of the best characters of the season.
You hear that?
Might want to lay off the weed, huh?
And you might want to gargle my ballsack.
He is introduced in the season, and he is played by Jensen Ackles, which is one of my favorite actors. I love them in Supernatural. For those of you who don't know, he played Dean Winchester in Supernatural, which is one of my favorite characters of all time in any media, and I'd love to see him in this role. It really shows his range, and also he is hilarious as Soldier Boy. I feel like his performance and his lines, his dialogue, everything was great.
How hard did Butcher suck your dick that you miss him that much? His mouth must feel like a Hoover Deluxe.
God, every single thing you say is so gross.
I thought he was awesome, and I wish to see more of him in the future. So one of the plots revolve around mainly Butcher and Huey trying to make Soldier Boy kill Homelander, and that leads into some really interesting secrets that change everything in the plot. And this is all carried by really great writing and really great pacing during the show. I felt like each episode, even though it's 8 episodes in the season, each one carries the plot in really important directions. I feel like not a second was wasted in the show, and that's something that is rare nowadays. So this main plot leads into some other subplots that are also really well done, especially one with MM, which is kind of resentful of Soldier Boy because he killed his family years ago. So that really had a lot of impact on his character. And some others, especially with the new Compound V, which is a temporary version of the serum that gives these characters superpowers. So basically, Butcher and then Huey inject this chemical into their veins during the season. It gives them temporary superpowers, but it starts killing them slowly. And I thought this plot was really well done and I enjoyed it, but I thought it had some like small plot holes, especially like the way they were abusing it in the beginning and nothing happened like right until the very end. That doesn't really make sense. But I also enjoyed the way these characters finally stand a match against some of these really important villains such as Homelander, which they actually fight in episode 6. And I gotta say the 6th episode was one of the best in the whole show. I love the 6th one so much, and the final battle between those three were awesome. I think the 6th one was even better than the finale, which I thought lacked in so many parts, but it was still enjoyable to watch. You know, it had a kind of decent conclusion, and it really leaves more to like expect from the next seasons of The Boys. This season also expands with some of the other characters, including Queen Maeve, which we see much more in the season. Her character was more well developed, she had more to do, and a lot of the other characters like Miko and Frenchie had a really good relationship. Starlight also has to do more, and basically they're all really well written. It's a really great cast where each actor does a great job and each character gets expanded in a lot of ways. So yeah, I really loved the season. It was a great way to continue the show. I can't wait to see more of it. I feel like this one is one of the best shows in the entire decade, and I really liked it. So overall, I'm going to give it a 90 out of 100. I really enjoyed the season of The Boys. It was well done, and yeah. So that will be everything for today. Thank you all for watching this review. Please go watch The Boys if you haven't seen it. It's totally worth it, and yeah, that's everything for today. See you next time.